Well, welcome to part 2 of our Northumberland 250 adventure, and we're going to restart our adventure the morning after we arrived at the Gun Inn. So this is where the last episode ended, and we'll start again as we're preparing to leave the next morning. So join us for day 2. And there's she that must be a bed, all togged up, ready to go. We're just loading the bike up, which sat there last night. Put the cover on it, just in case it rained. And there's the view. And that's the way we're heading this morning, up towards Otterburn, then across through Rothbury, Alnwick, to the coast, where we'll have an explore. But we're going in. Absolutely fantastic place to stay, worth every penny we paid for it. This is the beer garden, and what a lovely view if you sat out here on a summer afternoon. Can't rate this place highly enough. Clean, tidy, lovely staff, lovely people. Yeah, we'll talk about it more in detail later on, but absolutely brilliant to go in. I think we'll be coming back. So just on the left there is what looks like a castle, but is actually the remains of the steelworks that made cannonballs, hence the Gun Inn and all the artillery bits that are inside the pub. But now we're leaving Ridsdale and heading towards Otterburn.
Yes, but no, that the gun was lovely. The picture which Eric put in of the fire, we sat in the corner there, had a lovely drink, and the meal was nice. It wasn't overly expensive, but very welcoming, very friendly place.
Lovely atmosphere as well.
It was nice. It was definitely...
And the room was clean, and the shower was clean, and the toilets were clean. Even the public toilets were spotless. I've never seen such clean toilets. That one's staring at me.
Which one? That one there? Is that one as well over there?
Well, they're all looking this way. I was staring. We're in Otterburn, at the Otterburn Mills. She wants to go and have a look round, but it's not open till 10, so we've got 10 minutes to wait. Such is life. We're riding past, just got to Otterburn, and she saw the sign for Otterburn Mill, and we have to go and have a look. It's a shop that sells God knows what. It's a mill. Wally things, no doubt. So I'm being taken shopping.
No, I didn't purchase anything. As much as I wanted to buy a pack of socks, I was told no. I wasn't buying Christmas presents.
We're on holiday, space is limited. Why would you want to buy Christmas presents?
I'd already made space, I'd thrown clothes away.
Oh, no, we're not buying Christmas presents for anyone. Anyway, onwards. Next stop, Rothbury.
Yes.
My little indicator beep is working.
Yes, it was.
Now, this is day 2, and the weather was really nice day 2.
Yes, it was. It was nice drive that day. It wasn't too far.
Oh, this is St Cuthbert's, I think, in Elston. Elsden. St Cuthbert's in Elsden. And I only put that on because I like village churches.
Yeah, this was a nice little village, wasn't it, that we drove through?
We drove through quite a lot. Northumberland's rife with nice little villages.
Yes.
But we're getting close to Rothbury. Look at that view.
It was very nice.
We'll have a spin round.
Do I still have me buff on?
Yes.
Yes, I hadn't discarded it at that point.
Well, to be fair, although it was a nice day and it was quite mild, there was still a chill in the air when we set off. But look at that view. Can't get enough of that view.
Another little village.
Yeah, we're getting close to Rothbury. This is, forget the name of the village. I'll put it on the screen if I can remember. But I've got to say, I mean, I was just enjoying the scenery and the ride.
Yeah, as I say, I spent the time looking for wildlife. Every so often I'd say to you there was a bird of prey or whatever I'd spotted.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't go swinging round looking for birds of prey up in the sky when I'm concentrating on not hitting things on the road.
Roadworks. No.
No, it was people giving way on the bridge.
Yeah. I know we stopped a few times for roadworks, but as I say, another one of them pretty villages.
This is Rothbury.
Oh, this was the one we went years ago.
Yeah, when we went to Craigside.
Yeah, we didn't stop at Rothbury. I thought we were going to, but we didn't. We just drove through. Yeah.
I thought we'd made our decision that we were going to get something to eat at Alnwick. That's why I didn't stop. Anyway, you were in a shopping mood.
I'm always in a shopping mood. I like to have reasons to shop though.
An excuse or a reason, you don't need either, you just shop.
Yeah. But at least I don't spend
We
a
felt
fortune.
well lucky with the weather.
We were really lucky.
It's Northumberland, it can be anything. It's like Scotland.
It's UK.
You can get
Piddle down.
all weather types in the space of a day.
Yeah. I think we had an odd few spots and that was it all the time.
Well, I'd stripped my jacket down. I only had the shell on. I didn't have the thermal liner in anyway, but I took the waterproof liner out to increase airflow. And, you know, I think I had the vents open on my jacket all weekend.
I think it was day 3 I was the most I was stripped off. I think I was not as wrapped up as Nanook of the North this day, but I think I didn't strip off any layers. I think the only thing I discarded was the buff.
Yeah, I think this is Alnwick. We're going through the outskirts of Alnwick. Where?
We had fun trying to decide if we could about parking.
Parking. It was unclear for motorcycles, and it generally is, I'm finding. Now, Northumberland County Council car parks, motorcycles are free. However, that doesn't necessarily apply where you have to use a little time clock. So when we pulled in and parked on the high street in Alnwick, Hey, we'll talk about it when we get there.
We're about there, I think.
We're about there.
Yeah.
Where I made my stupid mistake when I parked.
Yeah, you had to sort of turn around.
Oh, don't spoil it for everyone. Wait till we get there.
Oh, you actually got it filmed.
Oh, let people see.
Oh.
Old dumb man. You absolute silly person. Right, this is it. I'm pulling in on the left, and this is where I made a mistake. And this is when I realised I'd made a mistake. It doesn't quite show on here, but there's quite a steep camber on the road.
Oh, this is where you had me push you into the street.
I couldn't walk the bike back up the slope.
Yes, I still had my buff on.
That guy was annoyed because when he saw me backing out, he thought he was getting the parking space. Now, back up the hill, but eventually backed into the parking spot. What a noob mistake to make.
Where I left him having a conversation with multiple council people trying to work out about parking, and I had a bit of a wander around the corner.
I'm going to come to that now.
Stay here a second, I'll go and find out about parking. Cheers.
So I went and read the sign, and the sign was unclear.
These areas where you need a time clock.
So I rang the council, and the first lady I spoke to didn't know. So she put me on to another lady who didn't know, who put me on to a third person who wasn't sure and went and asked somebody else.
There I go.
Yeah. And this was taking forever, so you wandered off to have a shop.
I didn't shop, I had a look to see where there was to eat.
Anyhow, eventually this person gets back to me.
Ah, that's fair enough. Brilliant. We'll get to eat that.
And we're okay to park there, but the time limit applies, even though we haven't got a clock. If the wardens come round, they'll take note of you being there, and then they'll come back within the time limit. And if you overstay, they'll put a ticket on. If person number 4 had got it right.
This is where we had lunch, and it was very nice. We had
we went and had a walk around the market and a browse, and then we went for something to eat. And we went here to the olive branch, and it was really nice.
Yeah, we had shared a piece of fruit cake, which Eric doesn't normally share cake, but after having a cheese scone, I managed to convince him to just share one with me.
I wish I hadn't shared the cake. The fruit cake was absolutely marvellous.
So was the scone. We had
fruit cake. That was one of the best fruit cakes I've had in a very long time.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was a nice little place. They were pretty speedy as well.
And the cakes there are baked by the staff on site. I was talking to the lady that was serving because I was complimenting her on the quality of that fruit cake, and she baked it. It's a granny's recipe.
I thought she said it was a customer's recipe.
No. It was somebody's granny's recipe.
No. Well, either way, that was where we had lunch, and it was cracking. Even though it was just a cheese scone, it came with, what was it?
Sour cream and some sort of pickly thing.
Yeah, it was an chive
onion relish.
Yeah.
And chive sour cream.
It was very nice. We enjoyed that. I mean, we didn't want anything too heavy because we'd had a full English breakfast in the gun.
Had a nice breakfast in the gun before we left.
Yeah.
Hey, Karen. We're in Alnwick. We've just stopped, had a coffee, scone, piece of cake, a stretch of the legs, wander around the market.
Yeah, you saw a flask, which was
Weather's
huge.
been really warm today, but there's a touch of grey cloud in the sky. We're going to press on towards the coast, and we might go to Warkworth Castle. Are you in short? Yes, you're in short.
Am I in short?
Yeah. So we might go to Warkworth Castle, yeah?
Yeah, see where we'll go to Warkworth at
We're
least.
definitely going to Warkworth. We might stop in the village or stop at the castle. Anyhow, time to press on. Village, no shops. We'll see.
No, I didn't get the village.
Right, we're about to set off now. No, you didn't get to the shops. It wasn't a shopping expedition. It was just a browsing around. Yes, there was a whiskey flask, and it was something like 1.5 litres capacity. Yeah.
Yes, it tickled your fancy, didn't it?
Aye. For Baz. I don't know where that man puts it. There you go. Through the gatehouse at Alnwick. And then we're away towards... Well, we're going to end up at Warkworth, but we have to have a brief spell on the A1 heading south.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, we were only on it 5 minutes, but yeah, I'm not going to film that. I didn't film that bit. There's no point.
Oh, but nice leafy green.
Yep.
These are always nice.
I was beginning to doubt the sat nav at this point because it had a turn left here and immediately turn left again. But we were on track. And the sky was blue and it was lovely and warm.
Well, you know when it's got warm enough, I took that buff off.
Was that where we stopped at Warkworth?
Possibly, I think, because we had a bit of a break there, didn't we?
Aye. So anyway, we're going to enjoy some country lanes for a bit and drop onto the A1 south for about 5 minutes, so that we could then head towards the coast, which we did. And then we followed the coast all the way into Warkworth. So now we've jumped forward.
We're not far from Warkworth now.
To Warkworth. There's the castle.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Warkworth Castle. Now, I'm not putting a lot of video on about the castle on here because we've already made a video in our English Heritage series about Warkworth. So I will either put a link on the screen to that video, but if I can't work out how to do that, I will put a link at the end of this video to our Warkworth Castle video.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've been back since we did that video.
Yeah, we had the dogs with us, didn't we? Because you went to the Hermitage.
Yes, and we had the camper van.
Well, isn't that sky nice?
Yes, and me very struggling as usual to get off the back of that bike.
Maybe I should trade it in for a cruiser. There we go. We're sorted.
What with them back next to us.
Yeah. Warkworth Castle. And the sun's come out.
Nice and warm.
Alright. Let's go and have a look. So, we went in,
And you treated me to a drink.
got some cold drinks and sat at the picnic table.
There was a few new bits since we were last there.
Yeah, there's some art installations or some installations dotted about the place. We didn't really look at them in any great detail.
I had a little bit. There was a...
This was more of a break for using the toilet and getting a drink.
Yes.
And after we'd had a break and a cold drink and used the facilities, we shot off through Warkworth and started heading towards Beadnell, following the coast road.
One of these days I'll get to have a look around Warkworth village.
Yeah, well,
I must admit, walking round there with me helmet and me coat, that wouldn't have been a great deal of fun.
we'll go back up in the car, just so you can walk around and shop. I've got to say, I don't like walking around little villages with you because you go into every little tatty shop you can find.
Sorry.
Oh, it's just you. And charity shops, you do love a charity shop.
I am looking for a certain teapot as my daughter smashed my teapot that matched my tea set.
Hasn't she got one exactly the same?
Yeah, she
Pinchers.
bought a whole set exactly the same and didn't give you the teapot.
Right, this is us getting close to Beadnell.
This was where we stayed the night, yes.
Yeah, we're coming to the end. It's actually getting on towards 5 o'clock at this point.
Mm.
You wouldn't think it with the weather so nice, would you?
Yeah. I must admit, when we first pulled into Beadnell, I was like, oh my, there's no way
That's because we
to eat.
went past the village turn off and had a ride up the seafront and back down. And there's not a lot on the seafront. Usually when you get to seaside towns, there's a lot of things on the seafront. Beadnell's different. So this is us coming into Beadnell village, which is set back from the seafront. And this is where all the restaurants and pubs are. In fact, the pub on the left,
That's where we
the
ate.
Craster Arms or whatever it was, that's where we had something to eat. We did have a look around that church before we went to eat. But this is where we stayed. I wasn't sure where I was going because I've never been here before. And when I got down to where that black car's just pulling in, it was a courtyard with lots of pedestrians and I wasn't sure if I was allowed through there. So I parked up, made him get off first,
Yeah.
and then I turned the bike round and parked up just under the tree. And went and had a wander and found that we were actually across the courtyard and out the other side, and just to the left there. So you go across the courtyard, round to the left, and there's a car park there where all the rooms are.
Yeah, it was a bit like a stable block,
Yeah.
in like a horseshoe shape, and we were in one of the rooms. They were nice enough. This is back in the village.
Yeah, so you basically find your name on the blackboard outside and it tells you what room you're in, and then you just go to that room and there's a key in the door and you let yourself in. So we got cleaned up, freshened up, and then went back and had a wander around the church, and then went to the Craster Arms where we ordered some food and drink.
Yes, that was a lovely lemon cider.
It was a nice chicken pie, to be perfectly honest.
We're at Beadnell for the evening, and it's a lovely, pleasant evening, isn't it? Quite mild, even though she's wrapped up like Nanook at the north. We've just come out to stretch our legs early evening. So what's at Beadnell so far? There's a bit of beach, there's a village shop.
Which was closed.
Yeah, well it is now, it was open when we got here. Number of pubs and hotels, plenty of places to eat and get a drink.
Seems to be a water sports centre at the end.
Yeah, we've just noticed on our way down there's a fish and chip van on the seafront near the village shop, which is here on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Seems quite popular. There was a lot of people sat on the seafront eating fish and chips. Because the pubs are, I'm not going to say expensive, but on the higher end of reasonable. Is that fair?
It was the one
It
we
was
went.
just under 50 quid for some drinks and a meal for the pair of us.
Fish and chips in the pub we ate it, and that was the more reasonable one. Was $17.50.
Yeah, mains are about 17 to 20 pounds.
I think if we'd have ate
At some of the other places, we were looking at the menus, and they were like 25 pounds plus for a main.
that one where we are in the complex type thing, theirs were a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah, but the accommodation is fine. Best way to describe it, it looks like a converted stable block. So each room, the door leads out on the parking area. But it's pleasant enough.
Yeah. I mean, last night's room was nice,
Yeah.
but this one's nice enough.
The Gun Inn, it's not as good as the Gun Inn. That's what you're trying to say. Yeah. The price per night does not include breakfast, but there's a coffee shop on site which serves breakfast from 8 o'clock. and a breakfast is about £10 there. But we quite fancy the
Benedict.
the eggs Benedict. We might try that tomorrow. That's a bit cheaper as well. I do like an eggs Benedict. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Get up, get ready. Eggs Benedict. Well, eggs Benedict.
Yep.
And then we're going to head up the coast through sea houses towards Berwick. We were going to go to Holy Island, but we're giving that a miss because we're going to Holy Island next month on a group trip. Yeah? Now. And then after Berwick, we're going to head inland towards Jedburgh and see what the day brings. But we'll end up the other side of Kielder at Bellingham tomorrow night. That's where we're staying. Right?
Yep.
So it's just a wander around Northumberland, and it's been grand so far. The weather's been with us. There's a big grey cloud coming in, so we might get a bit of showers tonight.
I've
but
just felt
tomorrow,
moisture on my face.
Have you? Yeah. I didn't do anything. Tomorrow the weather forecast is supposed to be similar to today, so hopefully it'll stay dry. So that's us from Beadnell. I was going to say Bedlam, but that's a lunatic asylum, or was. Possibly where we need to be. So from Beadnell, not Bedlam. Yeah, Beadnell. Sorry, I was looking at a bird that just took off out the sand dunes there. Right, so that's us done for now. Right, I've waffled enough. Ta-ra for now.
Bye.
Tonight's soundtrack.
It's something out with the birds, isn't it?
That's where we're staying. Fun look.
So this is the courtyard, and that's where we're going to get breakfast in the morning.
And we did call in after our meal and get a couple of pieces of cake
We've got a
for
couple of
supper.
pieces of cake for supper. So when you arrive, you drive across the courtyard and just through this gap and round the building there on the left. You park directly outside your room, so if you're on a motorcycle, you can lock it up like this. But this is us done for the night, isn't it?
Yeah, we just sort of settled down in our room, watched a bit of TV and a bit of cake.
Yeah, had a bit of cake and then went to bed. Getting ready for our final day, which is the ride over towards Kielder.
Oh yeah.
So join us for our next part of the adventure when we ride to Kielder Forest and do Kielder Forest ride. Yeah?
Yep.
So, ta-ra for now.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Old Man in a Shed.